Hi there, welcome to a series of videos called English for Emerson. This series of videos I'm doing this for my son Emerson. He's got a 4-string electric guitar. This should be tuned to an open G, hopefully. And I wanted to teach him how he can play that thing. And if it's of interest to somebody else, then that's just great. I am no guitar player, and this is no decent guitar. But I've taken off the top and the bottom strings. I got the 4 strings left in the middle, tuned to an open G. And I'm trying to teach how to play this 4-string guitar tuned to an open G so that anybody can play this. We're talking barnyard guitar here. We are not talking about any professional musicians. If you really know what you're doing, you need to go to a different channel. This is barnyard beginning rock and roll and blues. This guitar is tuned to an open G. That means when I play those strings with nothing going on over here, this guitar plays a G chord. We talked in previous lessons about how having it tuned with the string closest to my head, G, next one down, D, next one down is a G again, and then B. We talked about why that makes a G major chord in terms of music theory, which is important. That's in previous lessons. And we talked about how if you bring your index finger and you bar the strings and you move up to the 5th fret, that makes now a C chord. And we talked about why that is in previous lessons. That's important. And we talked about how if you move up to the 7th fret, that makes a D chord. And why the G, C, D is important. It's a 1-4-5 chord progression, which is the basis of the blues and old country and rock and roll. And we talked about how you can play that in a 12-bar blues. It's a repeating progression that goes over and over and over again, how anybody can play along, and you just count off the beats. 12 bars of 4 beats each, starting from the beginning in the key of G. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you repeat the same thingamajig again. Hopefully that was 4 beats counted off 12 times. Everybody knows where the changes are in the blues. Well, it would get boring if that's all that you did was just G, C, and D chord. Last lesson we learned how to incorporate notes in the G minor scale. That's what we're going to talk about today again. We're going to see how to move that scale up the fretboard. And I'm no guitar player, and this is no decent guitar. So this is not about showing off how I can play the guitar well at all. That's not what this is about. This is about finding notes on the guitar so that you can play it a lot better than I can. But how do you find those notes? Well, we learned last time that the G minor blues scale on this guitar went like on the string closest to my head first, it was open, 3rd, 5th, open and 3rd and 5th, open and 3rd and 5th. And it's the same thing on the next string down, the 2nd string down from the one closest to my head. Open, 3rd, 5th, open, 3rd, 5th, open, 3rd, 5th. The 3rd string down is much the same. You can the same notes sound fine to play. Open 3rd, open 3rd, open 3rd, open 3rd. And you can throw that 5th in there too. And the string furthest down from my head you can throw in the first fret. That's the scale. That's the notes that sound good on this open G tuning. Do you follow me? As you play that G chord, those notes in the open, the third and the fifth position just sound fine. You can do little riffs as you play the G chord. You just don't have to keep playing it in open position. You can throw in other stuff and add little riffs and accents to it. I hope it makes sense. I hope it makes sense. Those are the positions that sound good in the open G tuning. The open, the third, and the fifth. And you can also throw in that first fret of the string down from my head, the furthest down from my head. Now, what else do we do on this guitar? Because this is the end of the road for me with these open G lessons, because I don't play well enough to make more lessons than this. This lesson is about what else do we do? Well, that same scale repeats as we move up the fretboard. Meaning that if I come up here, I've got the nut here puts this guitar in the open G position. If I'm moving that up and barring it up with my index finger up to the fifth fret, now I'm in the C chord. Well, what can I do up here now that I'm in the C? Well, it repeats everything 3 frets up. 1, 2, 3. Sounds fine as I'm playing that G chord, or the C chord. Do you follow me? The scale repeats. Once I bring my finger up and bar that fifth chord, everything in that third fret up from that barred fret and 5 strings up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's going to be fine too. Oh. Do you follow me? The scale repeats as you move up the fretboard. The same thing when I'm moving up to the D chord at the 7th fret. That same scale repeats. The same as it was down here. 1, 2, 3 frets up. Is going to sound just fine. So when I move up the fretboard within the progression, the scale of the same scale repeats as I move up the fretboard and just bar the strings. I hope it makes sense. The 3rd and the 5th fret up from the bar are gonna be part of the scale in the position of the barred chord. I hope it makes some sense. There's a heck of a lot of other things that can be done in the open G tuning, and I might do one more lesson on the turnaround at the end of the progression. I probably will. But I think that's the place to leave this lesson for now. As I play the progression, are notes on the scale that sound good within the chord. And I hope it makes sense for how you find them. And that's about all I got to say on this edition of English for Emerson. I hope after looking at this, that the fretboard of the 4-string guitar tuned to open G makes some sense. Makes more sense than it did before. How you can solo, how you can play individual notes, and how you can throw in little riffs in the midst of the chord progression. And before I embarrass myself trying to play this guitar more, I'm going to call it right there. Maybe next time we'll do how to do the turnaround at the end of the progression in the 12-bar blues in the key of open G. Okay,